All right.
Oh,
We are at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Fanatic.
It's not bad. It just isn't a treat. I think Danny's gonna grow up hating you.
Don't talk about my son.
You have no ice cream in the fridge at all.
I'll work on it.
Look, here, look, taste it. Taste it. Go ahead. See? It's not sweet. It's not a treat. It's not a treat. They need good tasting treats and hard pictures. He's gonna remember this.
I'll get ice cream, okay? I'll get it.
hello and welcome to the worst movie ever made. Experiment of the movie podcast designed with one thing in mind to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ackman. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you and why are we doing The Fanatic?
I'm great because we're doing an experiment within an experiment. See, the whole point of the show is to find the worst movie ever made in 8 or 9, sometimes 10 episode increments. We don't count because we're not professional.
How
But
many seasons?
within the construct of this game that we've made for ourselves, after about 203 weeks, we found out last season's reigning champion was on the line with John Travolta and Devon Sawa. We're in a new season, or a relatively new season, comparatively new season.
Yeah.
And we are doing another movie starring John Travolta and Devon Sawa. But this time, instead of featuring a cameo from Fred Durst like in Y2K, which you'd find at www.theworstmovieevermade.com, we are doing a Fred Durst directed film called The Fanatic. Bob, how are you? Would you like to talk about this?
I didn't know Fred Durst was in the movie business aside from cameos until this. And it really is as expected. I think I even said that in my Letterboxd review. I'm like, Fred Durst directed this. Expectations met.
You know what,
I think
though?
that's fair.
He did one movie, The Education of Charlie Banks, I think was him. And apparently that was really good. He didn't write it, though. He just directed it. Music videos, he knows behind the camera, but he can't tell a story, and that's the problem. I think we'll find out. So without further ado,
you watched this, right?
Storytelling, yeah.
Twice, Bob.
Yeah, you did. At half speed.
No, I didn't do that. I was just I'm not that dumb.
All right. Let me explain it.
Hey Bob, what are you doing over there? It's time to explain the movie, right? You got to give us the best explanation. Bob?
Right.
All right. Here we go. The Fanatic, explained in an F alliteration.
Okay.
Nice.
A fan of a famous film fellow and a friendly female photographer focus on and follow folks for nefarious fulfillment.
Wow. Delicious.
Yeah.
So a fan of a famous film fellow and a friendly female photographer focus on and follow folks for nefarious fulfillment. That's a tongue twister. All right.
It is. It's a typer twister. So a character named Moose, played by John Travolta, is obsessed with getting autographs and memorabilia of Hollywood-related people / movies. And he's also quite obviously on the autism spectrum. It was never spoken, but he is. And he has an unlikely friendship with a young female tabloid photographer who helps him locate famous people's houses. Why not? And then Moose went.
Sounds like a good idea.
Moose went to get the autograph of one of his favorite actors, and was shunned because the actor was having personal problems and just took it out on Moose.
Yeah.
However, Moose continues to stalk the man. He stalked him for damn sure.
Yeah.
Definitely stalked him.
Whoa. You know what? That's unacceptable because
I am not a stalker!
All right, go ahead.
That was not planned, and that shows how actually professional we are. Anyway, he met him at his house, and rightfully so. The actor is he pushes him away, and after many more instances of Moose being bullied and picked on, Moose ties up the actor, pretends to torture him, or pretends to threaten to hurt him.
Yeah.
And ends up, but ultimately ends up letting the guy go, and the guy attacks, and Moose's fingers are shot off, and he's stabbed in the eye, and somehow the actor gets pinned for the murder of his housekeeper, who Moose actually killed earlier in the movie by accident. Yeah, it's as confusing as it sounds, and yes, this is direct by Fred Durst, and it was a huge bomb.
Yeah.
Budget 18 million. Get these numbers. Budget 18 million. Box office $3,153.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Well, you know what though?
How is that possible?
Some of that's for streaming because they'll just do a short run in LA, and then it just goes on streaming and it doesn't make revenue the same way. It's a different model. It probably did a lot better than what.
Well, I guess we contributed to that.
Yeah, it did better in Kazakhstan.
It's making money off of Hims ads on Tubi.
For those interested, wait for Rob's ad read. All right, why don't we throw it to your YouTube comment for now?
Sure.
My brains will be squirting out in your ears.
YouTube. All right. You're gonna love this just based on Bob's rundown. So,
okay.
Say what you will about Travolta. To me, this was one of his best performances. Absolutely loved him in this. Also, why couldn't Hunter Dunbar just give Moose his autograph? That's all he had to do. Moose was a true fan who waited hours in line, looked up Hunter's address, and jogged Lord only knows how many miles there. With all the trouble he went through, he deserved that autograph. Instead, Hunter's rude to the man, berates him, and threatens him. What a fucking asshole. Which is Hunter was 1,000% in the right this whole movie.
Yeah.
He
really was.
Even when he was short with Moose, it's he didn't shun him in line. He was in an alley arguing with his ex-wife or separated wife over a custody thing with his son because he's so busy doing the filming and kind of being an absent father. And that's an intimate moment. You don't want someone with a parasocial relationship with you witnessing and then hitting you up for free hoopla.
No, completely agreed. You can't go out into the alleyway where the celebrity is talking to his ex-wife,
taking a breather.
And it doesn't matter what he's doing out there. He could be masturbating, and you're just not supposed to go out there. But yeah, you're right. I think Hunter Dunbar, by the way, stupid fucking made up name.
Yeah,
it sounds awful.
Great, Chris. They speak English accents in Gladiator, so can you really indict them that much for calling someone Hunter Dunbar?
This is cheap. You're cheap. That's cheap. Fake news. All right, let's throw it to test number one. I wrote ain't that a pitch?
It's ain't that a.
We're not cable guys. We're linemen.
Told you, I'm a lineman now. A lineman's the you want around if you feel like the world's coming to an end.
Told you I'm a lineman now.
So you're a lineman. Lineman.
But being a lineman.
He's not some boy.
Well, then what is he?
He's a lineman. So you're a lineman. Like you.
Ain't that a pig, Cam?
I think it's my turn, so it's Rob, Chris, Bob, right? All right.
Correct.
Cool.
Travolta with a Captain Kangaroo cut is our hero named Moose. Reverse standing Devon Sawa in playing Fast and Loose. No strawberry milkshake to be found at his place. Hunter Dunbar should have had access to Mace. I'm going to wrap this limerick up because I have to poo.
Fuck.
All right.
That was great.
That's really good. Yeah, really good.
The acting from Sawa and Travolta was far from legit, with scenes that make you want to look straight up and spit. From bowl mullets to stalking. Wait, I'm gonna stop talking because I have to take a shit.
No, you guys could not have.
Oh, let's see what Bob
We absolutely did. Well, it sounds like he's not going to do the same thing.
I was not as impressed with that part of the screenplay, so I did not land there. Okay, right. All right. There once was an English Bobby impersonator. who was somewhat robotic like the Terminator. His name was actually Moose, obsessed with a Hollywood douche, with Leah hoping to fornicate with her.
All right.
Nice.
And
Nice.
really quickly before we score these, good abusers this week.
Hey, Aaron.
Thanks.
Chocolate mousse. I can't talk too long. I gotta poo.
All right.
Well,
Every
there
time
you
I
have
talk,
it. That's the
every
line
time
we're
I
referencing.
every time I speak, it gets followed with an abuser. I'm starting to get a compliment.
Yeah. You're surrounded by poop.
You know it's a good episode when the two abusers that like Chris like not at random, but he picks without consulting us are used within the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah. That,
Okay.
that's-
For just for your knowledge, I pick every clip without your knowledge, so so the audience knows. Bob and Rob could very well just hate every one of the clips that I do, and then they just roll with it because we're so professional.
Yeah, I just
so
drop the
thanks, guys.
timestamps and I just make sure the start and finish are at the right spot. I don't like watch them as I render.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you. I guess this week I finally got it right, so I appreciate
right.
that.
Yeah.
All right. So who won the pitch? I don't know. Like Bob went different, at least.
I'm going Rob 4-5.
Chris had the poop parallel with me, but Bob had the fornication angle. I'm gonna say Rob 4-5. I don't want either of you to feel bad, and I'm gonna just stoop to Chris's
Damn
level.
it. All right, Rob, great job. I'm gonna give you a 4-5 as well for the win.
All right.
4-5 for Rob. Great job.
I didn't.
I really did like
and I'm
the
gonna do
limerick.
that every time now. Yeah.
I thought your limerick was awesome, Rob.
It was solid.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
They're always off the
same
chain.
idea as
Everybody
mine,
knows
only-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows that. But you're like the meat to your limerick was better than mine. Mine was just to deliver the shit. So
It was
test number 2, the most offensive. RC Cola making it back.
Cholesterol, mayonnaise.
All right.
All right. Nonsensical. This is my number
5.
Almost got right into it. Nonsensical and infrequent narrator.
Yeah, that was his friend, right? The paparazzi. What's her name? I forget her name.
Yeah, it was infrequent. Yeah,
And she has a very cursory glance at best of the story.
she
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
I always hate
So
it when the
why she's
narrators
telling you.
when the narrator's not the protagonist, but there's scenes that like of the protagonist alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
omnipotent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is that she somehow knows exactly what's going on all the time.
Like she knows he practices his English accent in the bathroom mirror at like the subway station when she's not present.
Right. Because the story is told from her narrative, which she cannot have. And it's just a super lazy... I don't know. It's just a way to give us, some information about the story in a very lazy way. Number
4.
security suggests strangulation is acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy, like his name's like Willie or something, and he like comes into the bathroom and chases off the two douchebags that are like bothering Moose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, at some point you're gonna have to stand up for yourself, and then Moose chokes one of those douchebags,
Yeah.
like almost to death, and then the security guard's like, "Good job, I like that,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
excellent. Now go, do whatever you want to other people as well."
I did notice. I did notice that dichotomy.
It was a little much. Number
3.
All right. I don't know if you're gonna. I mean, you probably will. Hobby shop host helps Moose hop halfway through the queue.
Yeah, he cut in line.
He cut in line. That pissed me the fuck off, man. That would have made me really mad if the like guy who owns the shop just takes his friend and sticks him halfway in the line, and I'm the guy right behind him.
Are they
Fuck
friends
that.
though,
Like I've been waiting for
does,
how long?
Are they friends though, or does Moose like give him a lot of fucking money as he
I don't
probably
know.
lies about memorabilia and takes
Yeah.
advantage of him?
Hey, he didn't have to call him Chocolate Moose, but he did.
But also,
Yeah.
after Moose followed what's his name Sawa into the alley, the next guy realized he didn't get a turn, and he didn't know if Travolta ever got a turn or not. Like it's just
True. That guy would have been real pissed.
extra
Oh, yeah.
slap in the face, like total extra slap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good point. That makes it even worse. Number
2.
I mean, you knew this was coming. Half-assing autism acting. That's just not fucking cool, man.
It's so bad. It was
It's
bad.
really fucking bad.
It was bad from go, and it never stopped. It never relented.
Yeah,
never
because
changed.
they're kind of using it as a blanket term for like just neurodivergence in general. And like,
Yes.
I'm not trying to be like PC or wee woo about it, but it's like I would say about 99.999999999% of autistic people are not like weird stalkers who murder cleaning ladies by accident.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Get mad about milkshakes, and they're kind of using a legitimate spectrum disorder as a blanket way to make him immune for really fucking shitty behavior.
This
Yes.
leans into my worst production, so I'm gonna bow out for right now. And
All right.
Okay.
ask
Well,
that we move on.
I also just want to say that I feel like John Travolta did everything he can think of that somebody who might have autism would do in his mind, and that was his autism acting. And I found that to be extremely offensive. It probably would be my number one if it weren't for this really awful thing he says about another human in our clip. This is number
1.
This is freaking nightmare.
Oh, he's everything. I'm nothing. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Dunbar, Mr. Dummy Bar. You have not, I repeat, you have not made the best choice. This Go Straight was so stupid. It was so stupid. And who stuck by you the whole time? Me. I did. This is a nightmare. This is a freaking nightmare. No, it is not okay. It is not okay.
No.
He stuck by him
All right,
through
so
ghost,
obviously-
ghost ship or whatever. Like, how dare he?
We got to talk about it. He used the D word. He called him Dummy Dunbar. It's pretty fucked up. You know,
God, yeah.
I just don't. I don't think anybody should be throwing that kind of terminology around. It would just
Should I mention my terminology? Honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He, what's this called? Moose's character, Moose. He mentioned someone as being a celebutard.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
he did. He did.
And that's-
But more about that in a little bit because I might not have thrown it in a clip. Yeah, he absolutely does. Which, yeah, Bob, you're right. It should be in the most offensive because a person on the spectrum shouldn't be using language like that. I guess I don't know because I don't know how to navigate these waters, man. I don't know.
Honestly,
Yeah.
they didn't either. Don't feel bad. They didn't either. We're just critiquing them.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I just obviously number 2 should be number 1. I just didn't want to like end on a really sour note. So let's go to Rob's ad read.
Yeah.
Well. Just what are you pretty little
Listeners,
doing out here with no
3 a.m. hot dogs.
man to keep you company?
Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by Flush Force, the only solution for when your bowl choker defies all known pipe logic. One plunge and it's like
Wow.
nothing ever happened. No judgment, no questions, just sweet, sweet silence from your porcelain crimes. I use flush force after a hot dog bender like 4 times a week. Just remember, if it's brown, stomp it down with flush force.
All right, thank you so much, Flush Force. I'm glad to have you on our force. Pipe Logic, huh? Bringing it in.
Yeah. Full circle.
That was
It's
also
a good way to,
like this big.
It was a throwback to
Choking the
last
ball.
week when my water main break. Rob gave me that advice.
Yeah.
In the shower.
Stomp it down, baby.
Brown, stomp it down. That's a great slogan. You got to use it.
He told me to stomp it down.
You know when his kid took that 3-foot-long shit in the tub, he didn't pick that up with his hands. He stomped it into the tub.
No, I use the slotted spoon I strained Stacy's veggies with. I have a dishwasher.
Well, I hope he has a very clean diet, I guess. Let's throw it over to test number 3, the worst dialogue.
Yeah.
Low testosterone. Man boobs.
Those are the things they bring up when they can't think of anything else to say because it's bad dialogue, and this is the worst dialogue.
Right.
Number 5. Food.
Best monster makeup. Best stunt. Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey. You rock my head and you rattle my head. You rock it like I go to bed. Poor Danny. All that money, no ice cream.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Yeah. That was supposed to be Jerry Lee Lewis,
Yeah, I think so.
right? You shake my nerves and rattle my brain.
Not Jerry Lewis.
You kind of
yeah,
love
Jerry-
it, drop some man and sing.
yeah.
No, that's Jerry Lewis, yeah.
It's Jerry Lewis. Great balls of
Goodness
fire.
gracious, great balls of fire, right?
Is it because his name is Moose and he wanted to be like Goose from Top Gun?
Jerry Lee Moose.
Yeah, but Jerry Lee Lewis was he like fucked his cousin, didn't he? Like
Yeah, he did. She was like 14 and they like got married.
Yeah.
you don't like reference.
So did Elvis. Fuck Elvis too.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like in 2019 when this movie was released, like you don't reference shit like that.
Yeah.
No, you
You should
don't.
know better.
We don't like pedophiles unless they're Leon the Professional. Let's throw it to number 4. This is Fault.
That was the director.
I put my neck on the line for you so that you could continue with your freaky little hobby collecting autographs like a child. And this is how you repay me? By acting like a maniac?
Maniac, that's a great movie. Not the crappy remake. That was overrated. It's a new one I like.
Don't change the subject.
It was Amanda who got me kicked out, Leah. She was the one being a celebutard.
Well, it doesn't matter, Moose, okay?
There
Because
it is,
I
Bob.
have to pay the rent, and this camera is how I do it. If you can't respect that, then this is the last favor I'm ever doing for you.
Hunter Dunbar wasn't even there last night. You promised that he'd be there.
Do not raise your voice at me. Not a good look, Moose.
I can do what I want. You're not my mom.
Come on. You're not my mom.
Yeah.
Autistic adults are not children.
No, but
Yeah.
she was kind of cute though.
She was kind of cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay, you join her, The two of you can be the Bobberazzi. Let's go to number 3. This is full of doo-doo.
Celeb you hard.
Hello, little boy. You want to take a photograph with me?
My mate Dave.
Did you see my mate Dave?
No worries.
No. I'm not really from London, you know. A lot of people think I'm from London. but I'm not.
You seem to know your stuff.
Yeah, I sure do. I sure do. But not like that Todd guy. He's not a god. He's full of doo-doo. He doesn't respect Hollywood. I respect Hollywood. Yeah. All right, true love.
Golden.
What did he say at the end there? All right, true love.
Yeah.
Okay, so like there would be a guy and his daughter saying you really know your stuff because he's like, I'm from London. It's just lazy fucking writing.
Yeah.
It's afterthought is what it is. That
Yeah.
felt like something that was voiced over after editing. That's what it felt
Yeah.
like.
It also had to
Agreed.
explain how Moose makes money. And apparently that guy gave him a $5 bill
Yeah.
or something, you know? But like we couldn't even see that. A 20? He gave him 20?
I'm pretty sure I saw 20, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't even remember the currency changing hands.
Like
But because I thought they
I think I saw the 20 when he was being shook down by the other guys.
I think you're right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like that's what he made for the night, and Moose admittedly said it was slow. But
Yeah.
like that's not a job. It's like I know that like you go through New York and Hollywood and shit, and there's people like dressed as Spider-Man to take pictures with and shit.
Yeah.
But like that's not a fucking job, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, this one, this is a very quick clip here, but it really fucking bothered me. This is number 2. Fucking Nuke.
Moose didn't just cross the line. He fucking nuked it.
What the fuck, man? It's so bad for so many reasons. First of all, it's our unreliable, infrequent narrator for starters.
Yeah.
But also crossing a line is a metaphor for going like past the point where you should.
Yeah.
Nuking, like you're not shooting a line, you're not punching a line, you're not stabbing a line.
Yeah.
You're not even bazookaing a line, so nuking it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't work with the metaphor.
Like sprinted past it would have been more apt, right?
Yes, that would have been better.
If you write Limp Bizkit lyrics, it made perfect sense.
Wait a minute, Bob. Wait a minute, Bob. Bob? Perfect segue into our number
1 daddy. Professional.
Very. Great episode. Super professional.
You know what? Fuck it.
This is Fred. Fred? Wait.
You okay with some music? You like a little Limp Bizkit? Like a little biscuit? Yeah? Some around?
Come on!
I used to listen to this back in the day. This is hot.
Come on!
Oh my god, that is nice. That is nice.
I'll tell you why this is funny when it's over.
Here we go, baby.
Rob, we know.
No, you don't. You don't know how deep it goes.
You can't sleep, you're restless. It's like you're
There.
Okay.
So, you know,
just go into your thing, Rob.
It's funny for like the obvious reason that it's a Fred Durst written and directed movie with prominently featuring music by Fred Durst. But it's not even a well-known Limp Bizkit song. This is from The Unquestionable Truth, Part 1, of which there was never a Part 2. And this is when they were trying to like do a hard. Wes Borland returned temporarily. They're trying to do a hard pivot into like political, like Rage Against the Machine type of rap rock, and it's like their most hated album. So it's funnier because of that. I can't hear you, Chris. I can't hear you, Chris. I can't hear you, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, nothing.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me, though? Yeah, you can hear me.
I hear you.
I see no lights around Chris's video.
There's no light. It's like that Third Strike song, No Light.
He's giving us the finger. Listeners of audio only, Chris just gave us the finger. Ooh.
I see the green square. I see the green square.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us? Can you nod if you could hear us?
I can hear you.
I hear you now too. Oh, continue with the talk, Chris. We there's a lesson. Say the alphabet. Say Bobo, Bicky Bob, Bicky Bob, like something, anything. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
This is amazing. This happens like every other week.
Yeah.
I just want to die. It's super embarrassing. Anyway, it's bad for the obvious reasons. It's a Fred Durst film, and he puts Fred Durst into it.
Yeah.
And that just sucks. I hate that.
Yeah.
Let's throw it to Bob. Why don't you take over with test number 4, the worst production?
Oh, it's him. Oh. God, it's him. It's
production. Okay.
All right. This was billed as a psychological thriller. Okay.
Go on.
You're kidding.
And my tagline is just going to be not thrilling.
No.
Okay. And I'm going to do my best to explain it. Here we go. This worked really hard to be not either of those two words, psychological
for real,
or thrilling. And I'm going to give you some examples of some movies that fit that description. Silence of the Lambs, The Machinist, Taxi Driver, The Shining, Black Swan. Those are movies where the protagonist either slowly becomes increasingly damaged or deranged until a breaking point or until a moment of clarity. Like there's some sort of like build up and shift, right?
Yeah.
And in this movie, all we see is a man with Asperger's struggle to make money, getting bullied, not really reaching a psychological breakdown of any sort, just lashing out a few times randomly, and then at the end showing like increasing vulnerability before being taken advantage of yet again by the antagonist. And then he pins a murder on a douchey guy who truly doesn't deserve to be jailed for murder, right? Like he didn't do it. He was an asshole.
Yeah, obviously.
And I have a feeling he wasn't ultimately jailed for it because they would do the evidence and all that shit.
Yeah.
But either way, there were no thrills, no suspense, just dumb writing, no emotional development, no real conclusion. I'm saying structurally, it failed at its purpose.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
It was not at all thrilling.
No.
Yeah.
Which it could have been, had it been more like Unhinged.
Apparently, there is another movie that this is compared to a lot. There's a movie called Paparazzi that, like, basically.
Oh. Well, I'm sure. Yeah, this can't be that foreign of a premise. I mean, it has to be other movies out there like
deranged stalker, parasocial relationship, like target of affection. Like that's pretty cut and dried.
I mentioned in a previous What We're Watching segment that I'm watching You season 4.
Yeah.
And in like 15 minutes of one of the episodes of the new seasons of You, or one of the new seasons of You, they tackle that idea much, much better of like a celebrity having someone who thinks like through the TV that they have some relationship with them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they like winked, and that meant that like they were telling them to move to Paris to live with them, or so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they did a great job with that. And in this movie, it just didn't really make sense. He just wanted the guy's autograph, and then all of a sudden he's in his house brushing his teeth with his kid's toothbrush. I think.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fingering his marmalade.
He definitely was.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was marmalade or whole ground mustard. It looked like whole ground mustard.
It's not a treat, is all we know.
Not bad. It's not a treat. It's not a treat. So test number 5. This is the worst acting.
Yeah.
Well. Just what are you pretty little things doing out here with no man to keep you company?
Oof, that's some really bad acting. It fits right in with the worst acting.
Considering my past, I actually had a good time labeling this first one. This is number 1. Fuck Amanda.
Excuse me, Amanda. Excuse me, Amanda.
Hi.
How are you this evening?
I'm wonderful, thank you. And you?
I'm just fine. Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Your movie is amazing, and you're going to be amazing in it.
Thank you. That's so sweet. I love your shirt.
It's the only one in the world. I'm a really big fan of yours, Amanda. I really think your work is solid in minutes into days, and I think you're really good in Kill or Be Killed. You should do more horror pictures, Amanda.
Yeah.
You're a great final girl.
You certainly know my work.
You're a great final girl.
Do you know where Hunter Dunbar is tonight?
Hunter? Well, I believe Hunter is at his son's elementary school play. All those kids might think that Hunter is some sort of real-life action hero.
Great.
Oh.
No, answer bags are left.
I need to get an autograph from Amanda.
I'm gonna need you to
Just let me have one autograph, Amanda.
Okay, that's enough.
It's weird.
Come on.
One of a kind shirt.
Listen, if you're Amanda, you realize immediately that there's something up with this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he wants an autograph. Just sign the fucking thing and then let the bouncer kick him out.
Yeah. Right. I agree.
Yeah, he didn't even offend her.
Yeah.
That would have restored his whole faith in Hollywood.
And it's an autograph. That's the least traceable thing out there. It's not a photograph, it's not a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't identify. It doesn't tell him where you live, and it doesn't give him a wink come to my window. I'll be home soon.
You want to know what? You want to know what promise I made to myself when if I ever get famous, exceedingly famous, I'm
from
gonna
this
spend,
pod, which is happening soon.
Yeah. So if I'm doing a lot of driving and flying and traveling and train riding and stuff, I'm gonna spend all that time not reading, not self-improving. I'm just gonna make copy after copy after copy of my own autograph and distribute them. So when people ask for my autograph, they're effectively worthless.
Smart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that. I thought I thought the angle was you just make copies and copies and copies. Go to Staples and make 1,000 copies of your autograph.
All
and then
originals.
Just start traveling.
Yeah.
Start traveling, handing them out, and then people will think that there's worth because a lot of people want your autograph.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna put out hundreds of thousands of originals. Yeah. And then they're worthless.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of work for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm the most famous. I'm the most famous of all of us.
Yeah.
He is. He's been in a movie. He was in a movie. So.
Well, I was in a TV show, but that's not it. I have over 10,000 students who know my name. Half of them are now adults. So there's no question I'm the most known person in this podcast.
That's true.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're almost Bob. You're almost as known as the math that you taught them. That's how known that you are.
I'm gonna show you something over the camera, and this is a new thing with students. They're making flags. They get a picture of a teacher, and they make flags with the teacher on the flag.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
Oh, Bob, I was gonna use the same word. That's sick.
That's cool.
And
nice.
me and one other teacher got flags this year. And it's ironic because I won't stand for the pledge. But anyway.
Well, okay. I can't say I blame you, but we're not a political podcast, so we won't deep dive that.
I will though. Go ahead.
All right. Well, save it for the catch-all at least. Let's go to
number 2 under God. Go ahead.
This is Flint.
What's up, fucking gay? Oh, hey, don't arrest me. officer. It wasn't me. No, I swear I didn't even know she was still in high school. He didn't. What'd you do today, Moose, huh? Did you make some serious money?
No, it was pretty slow.
Oh, slow, huh? You call that slow? See, I call that baller. A little fake blood, a little movie magic. You like movies, don't you, Moose?
That's what's up. Come on, dude, let's celebrate.
Do the honors, Slim. Fucking earned it.
You know, I think he should do the honors, huh? Would you like to do these honors? I think he wants to do these honors.
Fucking
Sucking.
When I'm high, it's like the money rains from the heavens right into my pockets.
Why do you steal from people? Why do you steal from people? Why do you steal from people?
Stealing? Something about stealing? You didn't say nothing, and that's the way you're gonna keep it.
Yeah, give the guy a break. All right, I mean, he's working his ass off out there too, right? He just does it a little bit different than we do.
Come on.
Yeah.
That was very poorly acted.
Yes.
Those guys
to a
were
bothersome degree.
Yeah,
they were
They
so
were like-
bad.
They were like Bulk and Skull from the original Power Rangers. As far as bullies go.
Yeah. I feel like what was the kid's name from like the first Hocus Pocus? It was like Ice something, and he like shaved in the back of his
he
head.
shaved it in
and
his
there was,
head,
like,
yeah.
The blonde kid too. Like the two of those kids, you know, like
Cool Dr. Money. Yeah, whatever.
yeah. Really lame. But then when they're like, oh, you want to do these honors, and that somehow means, oh, do you want to like suck my dick and like whatever? Like, oh, I didn't realize she was in high school. They like the dialogue for them was also as like bottom of the barrel bad guy dialogue as it could be. So they didn't have a shot at acting it well, but they also acted it very poorly, and I hated it. And number 3. First time.
What the hell are you doing back here?
I just
Maybe I didn't make myself clear the first time, you stuttering fuck. You want to live to see tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Then you stay away from me, and you stay away from my son. And never step foot in this neighborhood again. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Now, I catch you in this neighborhood again, I will personally shove my Remington shotgun so far up your ass, you'll be shitting bullets and blood for the rest of your life. You understand? I want you to say it. I want to hear you say it.
Are you shitting bullets?
No, you idiot! Say you're never coming to this neighborhood again. Say it! Say it! Say it!
Yeah.
I'll never come back here.
Goddamn right, you'll never come back here.
Never.
Go back where you came from, you stalker!
I am not a stalker!
Oh.
All right. I mean, obviously, I pulled the abuser from that one.
What, this one right here?
I am not a stalker!
Yeah. I thought Devon Sawa was fucking awful in this movie. And I thought John Travolta had a couple of moments where he wasn't half bad, and then he had mostly just shit all over the screen. It just looked like I felt like I was just watching Travolta's asshole poop on the camera as I was watching this film because it was that bad. But there were times where he actually turned around instead of showing me his butt and started acting, and I was like, this isn't half bad, for little glimpses.
Yeah.
But Devon Sawa the whole time was just like diarrhea all over the lens, and I didn't enjoy that. So I thought I'd clip that one there. Anyway, Bob, we're throwing it back to you for fact or no fact.
And just a quick aside, I wish Devon Sawa had the same career arc as Matthew Lillard, because it's like, it's self-aware and it could have been fun.
I wish his face didn't look so much like I'm still a child, even though I'm 45.
Yeah, Casper, right?
Let me tell you something. When Bob hits you with these facts,
brains going out of your ears.
This is fact or no fact.
Right?
Idle hands.
Hands, for sure.
That's the thing. I didn't realize until I started digging in this movie that he was the guy from Idle Hands.
Yeah.
It just didn't hit me at all. And now I feel like an idiot for not knowing that. Anyway. Fact or no fact, we are playing a game that is taking the country by storm or by breeze.
Yes.
And this movie was called Fanatic, and I'm calling the game problematic.
Nice.
Because the movie was okay. So it's four facts and a lie. Pick out the lie. Here we go. Moose is John Travolta's favorite character he has ever played. That's the first one. Second one. This movie was inspired by Travolta's real-life son, who had autism and obsessed over Hollywood. Okay, third one. As Moose drives his motorcycle down Hollywood Boulevard, the marquee for the Church of Scientology can be seen in the background. Okay, fourth one. When making this film, the working title was Moose. And the fifth one. When Hunter Dunbar is making a smoothie, after kissing the maid, the blender is empty.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, which one's the lie?
You know, the continuity ones I always kind of those are tough because I tend to catch.
Rob,
yeah,
we have a 50% chance here. You got to know that we have a 50% chance of winning.
Okay.
Like one of us is gonna win half of the time, I think, because we both know the which one is like obviously not true.
Okay. So I'm saying continuity errors, like they happen so frequently in these kind of movies, I tend to glaze over them. But considering that the movie's budget was, you said 18 million, and I'm sure like 10 of that went to Sawa and Travolta. Yeah. I guarantee the whole budget was just getting the cast. So like, if you don't have somebody like on like the staff to like look for that kind of shit, you're probably gonna have that kind of shit. When making the film, the working title was Moose. I don't believe that because I think Fred Durst is pretty, if anything, he's pretty direct. And The Fanatic is a pretty direct title for what this movie's about. I believe the Scientology billboard. I believe that favorite character, John Travolta thought that was his favorite character. Because in his mind, I could see him being like, I really researched this role and it was just misunderstood. And like, I think I really lost myself in it. I could see him saying that. Like, oh my God. And I watched this way before I pitched it for the show, and everything I read, it was inspired by a real life encounter Fred Durst had with a Stalker fan. Yeah. That is not to say that it can't also be inspired by Travolta's real life son, but I don't know anything about John Travolta's family. So I'm going to say the original title was Moose is the lie.
All right, I'll go with number 2, Travolta's son, obsessed with Hollywood, who was also autistic, is the inspiration for the movie. Because that's the obvious one, because Fred Durst had an, incident with someone that made him want to write this. And somehow knew Travolta and got him involved. So I'm going to go 2, you go 4?
Yeah.
Lock it in.
Okay, so it's actually a fact that Moose is Travolta's, according to an interview, his favorite character he ever played. That's crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
And you guys obviously know your shit about Fred Durst movies because you're right. This was based on an experience Durst had with an obsessed fan. Travolta apparently took this role to honor his son, who had autism. However, Scientology doesn't recognize autism as a diagnosed disorder.
No way.
Yeah.
No shit. Is that
so? Chris, you're right because this was this was based on Durst. This had nothing to do with Travolta's son. It just happened to be that Travolta's son most likely had autism, but they wouldn't recognize it as a diagnosis, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is fucking nuts.
There was a Scientology marquee in the background, and the working title was Moose. Oh. And if you watch behind the scenes clips, you can see that like the clapboard said like Moose, like take 5 kind of thing. And yes, when he was making the smoothie and he kissed the maid, the blender was fucking empty because it's a shit movie, and that's gonna happen.
That was what I was referring to as the one that was obvious.
And yeah, Rob said it. He said like if they're dumping all their money into the star power, they're not gonna find shit like that or care about it. So.
Yeah.
And to what I was saying earlier, this is in reference to the Limp Bizkit song "Leech" off $3 Bill, y'all, in which poet Fred Durst says, "You're always at my shows, always with my bros, always hanging places where I think nobody goes. I can't seem to shake you from this. Soon I might have to break you from this."
Oh shit!
I think that song was about Moose.
Yeah, shoot his fingers off.
Anywho,
stab him in the eye.
I haven't listened to the album since 8th grade, and I still know the lyrics because I have problems.
I'll say,
I thought for sure you were reading.
Yeah, I bought that CD used, and then I ended up reselling it back to a used CD store.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe that.
Because
Let's throw it to the catch-all.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit is bad.
They're the Van Halen of new metal. I've accepted them as that.
Get the hell down from there!
Don't worry, I'll catch you. Because this is a catch-all.
Kill training growing tigers naked in a meat suit.
Like, think about it. They're a charismatic. There's good musicians in the band with a charismatic. And then you have a charismatic but incompetent frontman that knows how to generate hype, and they're a party band. So like they are the Van Halen of new metal, and that's how Limp Bizkit is categorized in my mind in a way that's acceptable for me to occasionally blast significant other in my car. Go ahead with the catch-all.
I love David Lee Roth Van Halen. Oof. I can't help it.
I hate Van Halen. I hate Van Halen.
I hate Sammy Hagar and everything he was involved in.
No. Fuck Van Hagar, yeah.
But David Lee Roth Van Halen is like part of my upbringing. I can't.
I hate every iteration of Van Halen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Jump is okay. Jump is okay.
The one song with like no guitar.
Yeah, it's all synthesizer.
It's super catchy. Otherwise, it's terrible.
The Hot for Teacher? I mean, come on. And especially...
Come on, baby. I just want to see you walk around in your teacher suit while I stroke my ruler because I've got a compass that points north to you, the teacher that I love, because I'm doing spoken word instead of singing because this shit is lame and it's actually a motorcycle that starts the song and not even drums. That song sucks my ass.
Hot for Teacher? You're not even...
Terrible song.
Hot for Teacher is not a spoken word rap.
He's talking about like the little thing before the first verse where he's like, "Oh, I think we're going to school today."
Come on, baby.
But
yes,
Chris, you're
hot. One of the worst.
You're hot for teacher, Chris. You are.
Well, hot for math teachers only.
Yes.
What? My number 5. What did Hunter do to Moose's chest with that marker?
He wrote "fuck you" on it.
No, that was funny. He did something. It was so unrealistic. Yes.
Yes. I mean, he like stabbed him in the chest with it. And he's like, and Moose is like, and then all of a sudden there's a word or something written on it. Yeah. I was like, how the fuck did that happen? But I also couldn't read it. So
it made less sense. Yeah.
I just didn't understand it at all. Go ahead, Bob.
So he had a moped this whole time, like in the third act, like he's suddenly on a moped, like traveling through the city. But for the first 2 acts, he was like on foot, as far as we knew.
Yeah,
we didn't know how he was getting places. It just like why would they bring that in so late in the story?
Maybe after spending $18 million, they found like an extra like $27. But by the time they started filming the third act, they're like, "Oh, let's get a moped in there to speed things up."
They did like a Dumb and Dumber trade.
Yeah,
that moped. Yeah, when he crashes the moped too, it's like super funny.
They traded their narration budget for a moped.
Yeah, true.
Well, we're gonna trash all her lines, but at least we have that. My number 4: get out of your entanglements completely before you attack your intruder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That really bothered me.
Yeah.
You don't know what Moose has. He might have a gun.
Yeah.
He might have like a big machete or something.
Yeah.
He gets one hand free, frees the other one, and then shoots his fingers off with a shotgun that only has one shot. And then he has to like get a Bowie knife out of his nightstand and then like cut
his
off
leg harnesses.
Yeah, exactly. So he's taking like minutes getting out of the harnesses when Moose was like, "I'll let you free." Get completely free, and then walk around and get the shotgun, and then shoot him in the head. I don't blame you for killing him.
And now he's hurt and agitated.
Yeah.
So he just made it
exactly.
worse.
And you're still stuck on the bed.
Yeah. It's like punching a shark. It's like punching a shark. Yeah. You don't do that.
Also, I didn't write this down anywhere, but if you're going to stab somebody in the eye with a knife, you're going to kill them because there's brain behind the eye.
Yes.
Yeah, unless you pull back at exactly the right time, which apparently
which I don't think he did. But go ahead, Bob.
He did. How did he tie him up without waking him up?
Ambien, I think.
Yeah, it's the medication.
But
you're right though, Bob. You're right.
You're right, but
I agree.
They're explaining it with Ambien, I think.
When did they do that? I missed that.
Well, when he was on the couch,
Hunter Dunbar should not be taking drugs. He shouldn't be taking drugs, and this is bad script.
He made a few passing glances to like having trouble sleeping, and then like he had like Ambien with like 4 IPAs on his like easy chair. When Moose first broke in and started like taking selfies with him,
there were
like
only 2, and I thought that was super funny.
All right, I'll take it. Go ahead.
No, you're right.
It's not a good explanation, but that's what they used. Yeah,
3. Your kid is 13, and you're just now having the tooth hygiene conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on. You got to brush your teeth every day, Danny. I think his name was. Because it's good for you to keep your teeth. The kid's already like lost all of his little
probably
teeth
all of them,
by this point. And you're just now having this conversation? Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
My 6-year-old and my 3-year-old both know that they have to at least try to brush their teeth really well before we take over and like actually get in there.
Yeah.
And like really brush those teeth. Because they know that tooth hygiene is important. It's very important to your health. If you don't know that, you got to keep your teeth clean. So, I just didn't think it was realistic for Devon Sawa, who is playing Hunter fucking Dunbar. Did not know that. I'm really. It sucks. It's such a shitty name.
It's worth being hung up by. Yeah.
It's a shitty fucking name.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob.
So speaking of Hunter Dunbar, famous actor, many movies, no bodyguards, no home security system. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Was he really super famous, or did he make like a very comfortable or exceedingly comfortable living off of like niche films where like he lives in the nice neighborhood but isn't like an A-lister? Because he attracts people like Moose.
He does, but at the same time, like he has enough income to secure a home in that neighborhood with that kind of gate system.
Nice.
So you might as well bankroll some help, yeah.
But a security system would not be that expensive.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like that's not the same as having like a full-time security guard. That would be expensive. But a security system, that's like run of the mill for that kind of area.
Yeah, you can get an ADT sticker on Amazon for $5.
Exactly.
Put it in your window.
You can be they're like different tiers, right? You can be nice house rich. You can be nice house with maid that you fuck on the side, rich. You could be nice house with maid who you fuck on the side and a gardener rich. Like he is up there. He's got a dude that just like goes there to plant fucking flowers and make sure that he waters them enough.
Yeah.
He's definitely an A-lister, which brings me to my number 2. Which is popular actors do not sign books at hobby shops. That is just not a thing.
See, this is my counterpoint. Is like Bruce Campbell's like not an A-lister, but he's probably never has to work again.
No,
and he could probably live in he could probably kind of live in obscurity, but he probably has a fortune because of the weird niche he belongs in. And I don't want to debate this too long, but like I could see where you had the money for the nice neighborhood and you're a celebrity at a certain level, but like you're not on the same red carpet as George Clooney either.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, Rob.
You know who? You guys have heard of Jersey Shore, the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I follow this guy now who from Jersey Shore who eats food without chewing it on Instagram.
Oh my god.
What's his name?
Zona Eats, I think. I forget. Zona.
Is he actually Mike?
No, he just
From
looks
Jersey
like
Shore. Okay.
I don't fucking know.
Because I met Mike from Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And bought his book,
and
Aaron did too, so that we could have him sign it because he was doing a hobby shop, book signing. You know why?
Why?
Because he wasn't a fucking A-list actor.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Because he wasn't a B-list actor. He was in a reality show 10 fucking years ago, and he's popular enough to sign books that he wrote a book about his addiction. Yeah, and that's what he's doing. Hunter Dunbar is in movies. He's not at a fucking comic shop signing books for. It's just not. It's not a thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Go ahead, Bob.
All right. So when
that's a win for Chris.
Leah, it is. It's always a win for Chris. When Leah is going through the Star app on finding Star's home, she mentioned Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden is
Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Yeah, Fight Club reference. And coincidentally, if you beat the Fight Club video game, which by the way did not do well, Fred Durst becomes a playable character in the
You're
game.
kidding me.
He's just playing side quests since like 2005, dude.
Yeah, he has.
I thought that was so funny. I'm like, why would you play as Fred Durst? I'm like, well, if you beat the whole game, I guess it's an option, you know.
Because I know why. Because when Fight Club was getting publicity, like after the movie and made people rediscover the book, there's a quote in the forward of Fight Club where like Fred Durst is quoted saying, "When I get on stage, like my Tyler Durden comes out and I become a completely different person."
Oh God.
So like,
I know too much about this stuff, and let's just keep moving before I embarrass myself further.
He just becomes one of those 10,000
maniacs getting twisted.
My number one, Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
That social media post from Moose would have gone viral. And it would have substantiated Hunter's claims that there was a stalker. And therefore would have exonerated him because then they would have done the forensics.
I don't think he
and that would have ruined the end of the movie, which is that Hunter Dunbar, who is an asshole or whatever, is going away to prison forever for being.
Did they really imply he was going to prison forever though, or were they like, "Your wife is dead. You're the only person here. We're going to bring you in for questioning," and then it'll become apparent very quickly that you.
Okay, so the implication was that he was being booked for murder because they found his maid in the
backyard,
whatever, and he had made phone calls to his ex-wife saying, "I thought you should know, I kissed her again."
Yeah.
And then that causes further complication, and then she ends up dead, and then they go to his house, and he's covered in blood, and she's dead in his garden.
Yeah.
It looks pretty incriminating. They wanted us to think that he was going to go to prison forever for murder because they know nothing about Moose. But the problem is that Moose took a fucking picture of himself kissing Devon Sawa, Hunter Dunbar, excuse me. I don't know which name is more idiotic. But there's that big social media post that would have blown up and everybody would have realized that there actually was a stalker. And then they would have done their forensics on it and they would have realized that Hunter Dunbar was completely innocent and he would be released, ruining the end of the movie because Moose would not be free.
No.
Even if Devon Sawa becoming free was the spoil to the end of the movie that they wanted us to believe. Bob, you said that you thought that Hunter Dunbar would be would be freed, right?
Yeah.
Even if that was true, the real objective is to make sure that this poor man who's got a condition isn't put away forever for stalking a guy, and then having he would have gone to prison forever.
Yeah.
For killing her.
All right.
So it ruins the end of the movie either way. Anyway, go ahead, Bob.
So I'm gonna try to combine my last few. So I'm really confused about the bandaging and upkeep of the Moose after the gunshot to the hand, which fucking severed several fingers, and the stabbing of the eye. Like it just doesn't make sense that he would survive.
No.
And then I thought that the Chicanos taking selfies with Travolta was really funny. I thought that was really funny.
Really,
I thought,
really
it
good.
was really
Oh, your costume is the best, man.
Yeah, that was really funny. And nothing made sense. But at the end of Moose's excited call to Leah about the Star Map app, this is just this is beforehand. John Travolta accidentally called her Moosey when her character's name was Leah and his name was Moose.
No shit.
It's just an error that I caught, and I thought interesting. Yeah, he called her Moosey, which is not her name. But at first, I'm like, oh, that's just a pet name. Then I'm like, no, he fucked up. He totally fucked up. Her name is Leah.
He must have. Yeah. Shit.
And with that, I passed it to the credit names, what we're watching, whatever you have next.
What we're watching. We forgot about it last week. That's my fault.
All right.
Let's see what we've been watching over these last 2 weeks.
He's lineman. Told you I'm a lineman now.
Lineman.
We're not cable guys. We're linemen.
He's a lineman, like you.
Okay, I need to watch something else. This is what we're watching.
Yep.
All right.
Is it on me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you seen Brawl in Cell Block 99?
Is that the Vince Vaughn one that's apparently really good?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I want to see it.
It's not an A+. I'll say
Okay.
that. It's like a B+, A- territory.
Okay.
It's super weird to see him in the role of a gigantic man who's beating the shit out of people for his own gain. Because he's usually funny.
Yeah.
And that's a stretch. By that I mean he usually like plays Vince Vaughn saying Vince Vaughn shit in a Vince Vaughn way, and everybody likes that because he's like frantic or whatever. But he's not that at all in this movie, so I'll give him credit for that. Have you guys seen The Other Guys with
the Will Ferrell one
and
in Wahlberg, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips, but I haven't seen it.
Same. Yeah.
It's very clippable because, as much as I hate to admit it, it's really funny.
Okay.
I don't really love either one of them. I feel like they're both like very surface level comedians that like their comedy isn't super funny to me, but that movie is actually really good. So check it out. So Brawl in Block 99 and The Other Guys. Bob, I'll throw it to you.
Okay, so I watched something called I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. I have it's Titane, Titane, or Tatane.
Okay.
It's a French movie. And what in the holy Jesus Christ, in the name of David Cronenberg, is this movie? It came out in 2021.
Okay.
It won like some awards. I don't know if it was anyway. I think I loved it. But as much as somebody could even love it, like it's art, it's body horror, it's drama, it's sex with cars, impregnation via car, attempted chopstick self-abortion, serial murder, self-harm, anabolic steroids, and that's just the first half of the movie. Like it's fucking fucked up. Titane, Titane, 2021. If you're into artistic shit and a little bit of nudity, but at the same time, if you mix your nudity with body horror, you're gonna be so into this movie.
Well, Bob, you had me at chopstick baby scramble.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking fucked up, man.
Yeah.
And then
terrific.
I'm gonna try be succinct on this one. Blow Up, 1966. This is recommended by like all the famous directors. It's a movie about a photographer, a famous photographer in England who accidentally photographs a crime scene before anyone knows it's a crime scene.
Okay.
I didn't love
it.
it.
Made a mistake.
I didn't love it, but the main actor in the movie isn't like in every fucking frame of the movie. Like I'll say bravo to that. Like that's pretty amazing in my opinion. Like to get away with that. But I didn't love the movie. But it's good. It's just it really drags on, and it's out there free on different platforms. But then I finally watched my last Edgar Wright movie. Edgar Wright made Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
He made Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
He made Baby Driver. And in the trilogy of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, he also added The World's End. It's a fun end to the trilogy. It's about mates getting together for a pub crawl many years after they were in their teenage prime. It's also about a takeover of the world by a science fiction-y alien force. It's funny.
Okay.
It's not nearly as clever as Shaun of the Dead. It's not nearly as clever as Hot Fuzz. It's on Peacock.
Right.
I recommend it for fans of the first two of the trilogy. Otherwise, not great, but
he was coasting.
He was, and I think he makes only good movies. He's the one who made the Running Man sequel, remake. I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be good. And he's made good movies outside of this one. It's just this was part of a trilogy that I think didn't need a third entry. That's my opinion. Yeah,
I do think we need to do the Running Man sequel when it comes out. Good or bad.
And Chris, I don't think I'm going to make it up to New Haven for October, but still, we'll have to do something to watch it together.
Imagine how great that would be. We'll do it live.
You can just come down here. How about that?
You know, if I have my own store by then I might be able to. We'll see. We'll see.
You won't. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I would say that's more than cautious optimism. That's cautious.
Oh yeah,
denial.
I have no optimism. So, like I've been watching a lot of movies because my work situation has made me want to go on long walks and just like punch the air while I'm walking. So I've been doing a lot of Last Podcast on the left. I'm working through the Abraham Lincoln assassination.
No, not for me. I'm mid Carl Panzram.
That's worth a revisit.
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good.
But aside from that, I've been working through some of the newer ones. I revisited the Oklahoma City bombing. That was a good one. I'm working my way through.
It's Eddie, not
Ed Larson. Yeah, he's good. Yeah. They hit a new stride with the newer episodes. I'm a fan.
Okay.
All right. I've been binging. I just started a King of the Hill binge because the reboot is coming up. I caught up on JCS Criminal Psychology, and on my queue, there's a found footage movie on YouTube called Milk and Cereal. Cereal spelled like serial killer. And it's like an hour long, and apparently it's fucking phenomenal. And it's about YouTube prankers, and like the prank goes wrong, and they have to deal with the aftermath or something. So I haven't seen it yet, but I really look forward to that. But I'll be doing more air punching and like podcast listening.
Me too.
Yeah,
nice.
All right, let's start to bad credit names. Heath Neptune, Elder Elridge, Neb Chuppin, Nigel Squibbs, Lyric. Wes Borland did the animations, by the way, and Adolf Steele. All right, you can't name your kid Adolf.
Yeah,
anymore. Like
you can't.
After 1950, like you can't do that.
Yeah.
but also, yeah, Wes Borland did all those animations. That like we hadn't brought it up. I don't know if you guys remember, but there were like weird like cartoons that were like drawn in chalk. It almost looked like.
Yep.
Throughout the movie, and Wes Borland did those, and they weren't good.
Yeah, he has some good visual art, but I like this. He just has a lot more fun, dumb. He has a project called Big Dumb Face that was really funny. But I'll appreciate his guitar playing. His visual arts is hit or miss.
Okay.
Right.
Offensive minigame.
You know, sometimes things sound offensive.
Hell, training grown tigers naked in a meat suit.
But it's for us to figure out if it is or not with the offensive minigame.
All right. What we got?
Jumpin' John's abrupt abductions.
Okay.
Or suggestive security.
I guess the security.
Which one was this movie?
Security.
So John Carter jumping and like just grabbing up Deja the princess.
Yeah.
As he jumps without telling her. So just like whoop, we're going like 700 feet from here. Or the security guard from this movie, the Fanatic, being okay with strangulation.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because it's fantasy heroism. You gotta expect you're gonna scoop some ladies up and jump around.
Yeah,
but like condoning strangulation is not cool.
No, Native American aliens.
Okay.
Or criminal queue cutting.
Native American aliens.
Yeah, I agree. Native American.
Okay, all right. We actually need the bonus round.
Okay.
Hey, listen. Okay, this is among the more offensive shit we've had on here.
Okay.
Dummy Dunbar.
Okay.
Or cave baking baby Basumians.
Cave baking baby Basumians.
Yeah, I agree.
So how did this Disney fantasy adventure end up being more offensive than the Fred Durst directed movie about an autistic stalker who gets his eyes stabbed and fingers blown off?
I was shocked last week when John Carter won.
Yeah.
And here we are again.
So yeah.
By golly.
Okay, let's throw it then to the movie comparison.
Okay. Okay. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's time to compare the movies and get the hell out of here. We've been through enough.
Your hook's cut out because your knees are too close to the pole. Y'all learned that on the first day.
All right, boys. We got John Carter. We got the Fanatic.
Yeah.
Chris, you won with a 4-3 last week. Unfortunately, Rob, you won the 4-5 this week. So one for the Fanatic. Offensive, we just went over. John Carter got offensive. Dialogue, guys. What's worse? John Carter or the Fanatic?
Fanatic.
Yeah, Fanatic.
Yeah. Okay. John Carter or the Fanatic, bumbling and unbelievable world building for John Carter, or not thrilling for the Fanatic?
Not thrilling.
Yeah.
Fanatic.
Okay. Acting. What's worse? John Carter or Fanatic? I actually think the Fanatic, yeah.
No, Fanatic.
John Carter wasn't bad. It was adequate. It just wasn't memorable. Like, it's like it had its issues, but like they did what they did.
They did, yeah. They had some talent at the helm.
The talent was held back by a script by committee. Like, you can only do so much with that as an actor.
It also made money, so that's something.
Yeah.
We also need to know what the demerit for the Fanatic is. You love Biscuit? You like Biscuit?
I think...
yeah, Biscuit.
Yeah, I think plugging your band and not even like a memorable song from them... I guarantee it had to do with like the studio that Durst was working with owned the rights to other Limp Bizkit stuff, so he had to use like the Unquestionable Truth deep cuts in his own movie.
Can we say butt plugging biscuits?
Butt plugging biscuits, yep.
Yes. Let's do that.
Okay. I bet you it was a rights issue though. I bet you it was a rights issue.
Yeah, probably. What's worse, butt plugging biscuits or wasting Tide restraints?
Oh shit!
Shit, that's tough.
I'm gonna say Tide restraints because
Yeah,
that
I'm
really pissed me off.
Wow. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter. The worst movie of the season so far is The Fanatic.
Yeah,
Not
rightfully
surprised
so.
in that be John Carter. I will give John Carter a small round of applause because I didn't expect a giant Disney vehicle to take the worst movie of the season halfway through it, but it did.
Yeah.
Next week, guys.
We're
What
doing
won the
Face
poll?
Off. We're doing Face Off.
Why?
A movie. We're doing because Bob's never seen it, and let me just get the Rotten Tomato. Bob's never seen Face, right? That's what you said in the group chat, right,
Yes,
Bob?
I have not seen it. Yeah.
So Bob has never seen Face Off, but I love it. I'm not sure about your mileage, Chris, but it has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 82% audience score. It is unhinged and it's not practical and it's not good, but it is pure fucking popcorn cinema. And
this is one of those movies that I fucking love.
It will not
And
hold
it's
up under
so
scrutiny.
bad.
It will not hold up under
so
scrutiny,
bad.
but it's the most entertaining thing to come out of the fucking 90s.
Bad. I cannot wait to do this one. I'm so glad that you guys agreed to do it because I cannot wait to make fun of it. Even though I love it. It's so
Fucking love
entertaining.
it. It's fucking
It's
amazing.
so entertaining.
It's John Woo.
And
It's John Woo
it's
90s
so bad.
excess. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so bad and I fucking love it. It's like Con Air all over again. I can't wait.
It seems unrealistic that you can switch faces and not have like tons of damage and like
you just
they junk science their way through it and they just fucking push through the doubt, Bob.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's unrealistic in 2025. Imagine how unrealistic it was in 1998 or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
When they made this movie.
97.
It's awful. Yeah, it's awful.
It's fucking terrible.
It's awful.
But it's one of
It's
those terrible
so
movies.
good.
It's not even so bad it's good. It's just like it's its own thing, and you just need to appreciate what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I
Fucking
got like
wait to do this.
Tomorrow's my last full day with students.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I have time to find a good download. So I will
Cool.
by 3:00 tomorrow I will have a good download.
Fuck yeah.
Well, enjoy all that arithmetic, and then afterwards we'll look forward to the result. Let's turn to Rob for his big plug, and then we'll throw to Bob.
I'm gonna visit your coworkers instead of you when I come.
I don't have coworkers. I know I don't leave the house. All right. You can find us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube. The video drops on Spotify immediately. It's like by Wednesday morning drive time. YouTube takes a while because there's copyright shit, but it gets up by Sunday if you don't have Spotify or you don't want to pay for premium. It's free. And we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. We post videos, clips from the movies, stuff we find that we think is funny. We do polls, though we've been abusing the polls the last couple of weeks because we just want to watch a couple things and get them out of the way. But www.theworstmovieevermade.com. You could also email us if you click the little envelope. If you click the little envelope. Okay, got it. Bob, what's your last word?
Celebutard.
Celebutard.
Yes.
All right, guys. We will see you next week with Face Off.
Thank you, Schmade. Thank you, Shay.
See, the whole thing with Face Off is why can't you just switch brains? It'd be a lot easier just to like use reverse magnet waves to like switch your consciousness from one person to the other.
Yeah, it does.
Instead of degloving someone's entire fucking body.
If you say so. Hey, but
now we live in the future.
I got 35 seconds left on a good download. Let's see if it comes through.
Hell yeah.
Nice. But yeah, we live in the future, and Bob and I live like an hour ahead in that future.
We're in the actual future. Rob, you are in the big past.
That's fine. I get to watch my primetime shows at 7.